Hey, fellow targeted individuals and anybody else watching and learning about this. I got a haircut. I had to get it short for my job. Um, I'm hanging out at my parents' house, and it's a little bit better than being at my house because I'm not being hit with the ground directed energy weapons, just the remote stuff, which is it's easier. Um, there's good and bad things about staying here and staying at my house, but to switch off is good. It's good for my body. I see a lot of, man, I've been seeing tons of chemtrails. Just look at that sky. I don't know if I'm getting it. I want to see if I'm getting that sky. I mean, it's like a chemical sky. Every day after work, I'll see a chemical sky. Just a chemtrails, and then they dry. It's like they're just spreading out. They look kind of like chemical clouds, and I've researched them, so it's very scary because people have like actually, in certain parts of the world, certain cities in the United States, they've gotten information about what's in them, like aluminum, barium, fluoride, other metals, that react with our body. And I mean, some people say nanotechnology. I don't know about that. Like I haven't seen research on that, and I need to research it more. I just think there is a component. There is a component in the chemtrails that is like a chemical that it spins at the same frequency as the electromagnetic energy that these directed energy weapons are shooting off. So take your Epsom salt baths. If you're a targeted individual, use Epsom salt to get toxins out of your body, especially because you're probably getting other toxins. Like around my house, like I went outside today and it smells like, they did one that smelled like a perfume, and it was like covered the whole yard. And then I went outside today and it smelled like kind of like cooking hamburgers a little bit. Nobody's doing a barbecue or anything in the neighborhood. There were kids playing 2 doors down from me. Kids playing outside or doing chores, and yeah, it was like definitely toxins. I don't see how these guys, these gang stalkers, they just don't care. They just don't think about that. It's just not a big concern. That's definitely. I want to go see if they've done some out in the front, because usually they'll do one. I mean, here's my problem, guys. So I'm doing this video. The guy at work who helped me to get the job, love him to death. He's a great guy. I mean, we have a couple of things at work that, we need to work out. I need to do better. But I'm dealing with this also. So, like, for what I'm dealing with, in reality, I'm doing awesome. But for what they want, like, for somebody who's not going through what I'm going through, which is what I need to be at work, I'm not doing the best I could do, making a couple mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes there or whatever. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The thing I wanted to talk about is that he does still watch my videos, and he doesn't believe me. He does think I'm delusional. He does think that, I'm either schizophrenic or delusional, which is fine. I mean, like we were talking about it, and I don't want to talk about him too much or the job, except in generalities. But I mean, my family doesn't believe me. Like my brother doesn't believe me, but yet I have 27,000 views on my YouTube channel. It's too parallel. Our stories parallel too much. Everybody's testimonies parallel too much for it to be this like mass schizophrenia or whatever they're talking about. And I don't see how a psychiatrist could do that in good faith. Could say, "Oh yeah, well that's just it now." It's like they've made these experiences that we've had. They've turned them into actually a psychiatric disorder, thinking that you're being hit by directed energy weapons, microwave weapons, thinking that you're being gang stalked and stuff. They're making that actually into, like, the psychiatric community is actually making that into a disorder itself, which is crazy. That's crazy, because when you're saying that something's happening to you and you feel pain, and thousands of other people in the country and the world are saying that they're experiencing that same thing, and they're talking very intelligently and very clearly, and they're very normal, to make that some kind of disorder or something like that. Like that's dangerous. I mean, they haven't done that yet, but it's like kind of going into that, you know. Um, but anyway, like he does watch these videos and doesn't believe me, and that's fine because my family doesn't believe me. You know what I was telling him, and I'll stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking about him, and me and him are gonna like we're just gonna work and talk about other stuff. Um, you know, I said I understand that. Like I understand that totally. He has his opinions about it. It's too crazy sounding. You know, the one light cars, the fact that you know a lot of people are gang stalkers. There a lot of people are involved in this, and people can't grasp that. The people who aren't involved can't grasp it. And I totally understand because I don't believe it either. I mean, I do believe it because it's happening to me, but I don't think I think I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't being gang stalked. If it wasn't happening to me, I think I'd be exactly like him. I'd be like, you know, you're delusional, and I don't want to feed your delusions, and you know, I think you know you have aluminum and stuff guarding you, and that's you know, and I wish it was a delusion because I could take medicine, I wouldn't have to live under aluminum, I could work with psychiatrists and just get the right kind of medication to make me a normal person. Like I wish so much that that was true, and I understand where my family and where my friend who got me this job is coming from. I totally understand it, but what my point is to him that I said, as I said. You know, you think that, and that's okay, and I understand that, but what I'm left with is that this is real. That this is real. This guy is really doing this. He really has directed at energy weapons. He's really hurting me with them. He's really hitting me remotely with them. You know, and they do have V2K, you know, and I've heard him say stuff like, I can't let this guy live. I think it's pretty much because of the videos or because of something. I don't know. Don't not do video. Don't be scared away from doing videos. It could be something else that I did, or like I mean, I haven't done anything like illegal or anything like that, but it could be just because of who I am. I don't know. Like he said, or because of who he is, and how he's dealing with this. So don't be scared away from doing videos. Definitely. But like that's my point is that it's okay for my family. And for him not to believe me, that's fine. But I'm still left with the real situation. And that's where you get, like my mom was saying the other night, you know, she gets mad about it. She gets mad about it. She's like, well, I don't know how to deal with it. And my dad says he doesn't know how to solve the situation. And I'm not asking them to solve the situation. I do wish that they, you know, I wish that they would believe that it's hard. It's hard, and I'm doing my best, and I want to get away from it. But people don't believe that these people follow you. They don't believe that they're surveilling you remotely. And the next place that you go to, he's going to try as hard as he can to get people around me to gang stalk me and to remotely hit me with microwaves. He's going to try as hard as he can. And so I've got to figure it out. I've got to think, okay, I'm moving, but I've got to think it out. So where, like, I have a good plan, and I do. I think I'm formulating something good, but it's going to take some time. You know, my mom's like, you know, you need to, you know, get out of that house, and I so want to get out of the house. It's a torture house. It has aluminum on the walls painted. There's scratches on the wall like an animal's lived in there. Because when I've been tortured, I've kicked the wall and, like, even scratched the wall. And crazy hell house. I want to get out of there. And the neighborhood has people driving through it, gang stalking with loud music and all this stuff. It's not safe for anybody. There are people with actual weapons. Like, he has weapons, like, not just, you know, microwave weapons, but he has guns, and the people next to him have guns. There are people with guns in this neighborhood with gang stalking going on. It's not safe. Like, I want to get out of there. I want to get out of there. But I want to make sure that I'm far enough away from people in the next place I go that I'm not going to, you know, it's not just going to, you know, continue like it has. And it will continue. I mean, like, I'm being as positive as I can, but this gang stalking thing is big. Until we get information out and slow these gears down, you know, they're going to follow us because they're going to be able to get away with it. And we're going to look crazy. Like, I mean, my friend, he knows I'm not crazy. I sit there and I talk like a regular person. But I guess the mind is so much in question that people are like, well, it could just be a new delusion or something new in the brain. And that doesn't happen. Like thousands and thousands of people in the world don't experience the same thing, and it's like this new disorder in the brain. Like our brains have not done that. So, I mean, I don't see how psychiatric people, like the psychiatric community, takes that leap on this. I don't see why they don't research it and research testimonies and then say, well, you're being bullied, but on steroids where somebody's frying you with directed energy weapons, and this is bigger than I know. I had one psychiatrist that did it in the beginning. He was like, I don't know. He's like, that's outside of my area, but I'm going to try and do what I can to help you get through it, to deal with it. He was a great psychiatrist. He didn't judge, he just helped. And that's like a good doctor. A great doctor does that. Do no harm and just help as much as you can. Like that's how I want to live my life. But I did see, and that's talking about my friend at work. He's great. He helps me. He's a little bit dissatisfied because I don't follow up on some things with him because of this, because I'm always dealing with this. But he's still a great friend. He's like my brother. My brother doesn't believe me, but he said he was hanging around my brother, and my brother's like, well, I don't know, but he has all these followers on YouTube, and that's what I want to do. I want to get. I want to keep putting videos out. I'm going to try and do 3 to 4 videos a week and put them out at the end of the week and just try and get more and more views so I can say to people, look, I've got 30,000 views on my YouTube channel. There's something to this. And people have been, not just from me, but other targeted individuals, they've spoken out. And they've proven things to people. People are like, okay, well, yeah, that stuff's going on. I don't know what to do about it. That's what my mom says. She's like, she gets angry because she can fix anything. She's worked for Red Cross. She's worked for, for she's worked for lots of things where you help people, and she can do anything. She can figure out anything. She researches it. She goes from this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, and she figures it out. She gets angry. She gets angry because she can't do anything about it. And I don't want, God, I'm not going to talk to my parents about this anymore. I'm going to carry it myself, and there are certain people I can talk to. I can talk to y'all, and I'm going to start getting with some people who are really working on this. And I know people who make videos, y'all are really working on this. We're all really working on this. There is a person on the internet or on YouTube called Jaami, Jaami. She's so creative. She's done PSAs for targeted individuals. She's asking for donations. I'm going to donate to her. I'm probably going to donate $100 and try and get in touch with her. But she's doing PSAs in New York and stuff like that. And she did a PSA where it was a bunch of nurses. It was all it was 5 nurses and some older ladies, and these nurses were targeted individuals. While they were at work, nurses helping sick people, they were being targeted, and then they go home and they're being targeted by these directed energy weapons. It's on the electromagnetic spectrum, microwave energy, directed energy weapons, and they can be used. They can use them by satellite, and it's satellite terrorism, or they have ground weapons. And I've seen this guy in his window, and he had something that looked like a speed trap gun but bigger, and it had a square front because microwaves come out of a square front. And I've seen it. I saw it with my own eyes. She also, Jaami, look up PSA. I have it on my site, so look it up. She also said that she had talked to a person in California who won a court case and proved that his neighbor was using these frequencies to harass him. So I don't know about that. I sent her a message trying to find his name and his case, and I'm going to do research on that because I want to find out how he got evidence to bring his neighbor to court and prove that his neighbor was shooting frequencies into his house. That's important. I'm not sure if that was maybe something different and she was just talking about something that didn't really happen. I don't know, but I'm going to find out about it. Yeah, I mean, it's the V2K, like it's so disgusting, and it's so hard because it's just people, and they're like, put him away, this guy's crazy, whatever. Like, I mean, it's stuff that if I did go crazy, I'd never think. It's these people in a room. Obviously, it's coming from a direction. When I go to my house, it's directional, and it sounds like it's coming from his house, and they're in a room. Like, this stuff is so obvious. They try and gaslight it. They move vehicles around and stuff like that, because it's his job. It's like, it's all he does. And that's hard for people to believe. They're like, oh, well, he's this or he's that, or he's a good family man. But this is like, they're getting money for this. They're getting something to do this, and it's keeping them afloat, and this becomes their job, for some reason. There's something to this, and that's why we're not getting help, because people are making money from it. That's what I think. And I think when people are making money from something, then it's way harder to stop. It's like, it becomes like just really a lot harder. If people were just doing this for fun, then the police would help us, the FBI would help us. This would be, shut down. But when money's involved, and then there's agencies involved that, are in America, and I'm not going to go too deeply into that in this video, it's hard to stop. But it's getting there, because the thing is, when you put information out and more people learn about it, it's just harder for them to get away with it. And it's harder for them to recruit people to gang stalk on the street, because those people will be aware. They'll be aware that there is gang stalking, and it's really doing it to innocent people. And they'll be less likely to just sign up to hurt somebody who there's no proof against and there's nothing they did. So information is important. I mean, my Holy Trinity. My Holy Trinity is first, physically defend your body. First, without that, you can't do anything else. And I said spirituality first, but first, defend your body. Defend your body. That's what later on today I'm going to do a series. I'm going to do a video, not a series of videos, maybe a series of videos if my phone goes out. But I'm going to go through my house and show y'all what defenses I have in my house. And I can get pretty comfortable in my house. And I did something today extra that I had to do, because it's like, you can't do something and it's like, okay, that fixes it. Because these guys, this guy has a remote setup where he can remotely do V2K. He can remotely shoot directed energy, like from angles. He can do, remote surveillance on me. So he's got a setup that's very expensive. It's very expensive experimental military equipment. Or they may use it. They may use this stuff in wars and not tell us about it, because they want to, test it and experiment with it. Donald Rumsfeld was talking. He's the, head of the DOD. He's not the head of the DOD, but he had the head of the Department of Defense with him. And they were in a press conference, and the guy was like, how is the experimentation on directed energy weapons going? And he was like, well, we can't discuss that at this moment. And directed energy weapons are all over America. They're all over America, and our neighbors have them. My neighbor has them. And he's handing some stuff out to neighbors around, and they're getting involved because they think there's authority behind it. And there is. It's corrupted authority, but it is authority. But all right, guys, I just wanted to make a short video, kind of saying, I just really wanted to make a video because I want to put like 3 videos out, at the end of every week, because I really want to get numbers on my YouTube channel. So when I'm talking to people, I'm like, hey, man, I have 30,000 people on there. We need to get people information. Like, I'm not even doing it the best way. I'm doing it kind of just a way, throwing it out there. But sometimes that's what you have to do. If you don't know what to do, you've got to just get the information out there. I still haven't gone to the FBI and done a report. I'm gonna do that. I don't think that's gonna help me much. I don't know. It could. The FBI is investigating my situation. They haven't told me anything, and I don't know if they would tell me anything, but they are investigating my situation. I don't like my short haircut. Makes my face look fat. My face is fat, but all right. That's all I want to say. Stay strong. I'm gonna do a video probably later today or tomorrow on my house, like all the defenses I have. And it works. I mean, like they still hurt me, but they could kill me if I didn't have the defenses. They could, and that's a fact. I mean, they could probably stop my heart if I didn't have the things that I had going on. But all right, guys, and that's depressing. But we'll get through this. We'll get through this, and we're close. I saw like one of her PSAs or one of Jami's videos. Jaami, like it had, I think, 12,000 views on it. 12,000 on one video. And that's what we need on all these videos. We need thousands of people to watch them. I noticed that my remote neural monitoring video, there was interest in that. And I understand remote neural monitoring, but right now, I have that job. My friend watches these videos, so if I talk, I'm a little bit trepidatious about it. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because it's real, and I kind of know how it works because the microwave hearing or the voice to skull, they respond to how it works. So they give it away on their side of how what's going on with that. But all right, guys, I'm gonna peace out because I just made some corn dog bites at my parents, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Don't like that. Look like alfalfa. All right, I love y'all, and God bless y'all in your battles. If I find anything out about that court case where the guy, where he proved that his neighbor was shooting frequencies into his house. I'll put that information out, and if I find a video with the information, I'll link it, to my YouTube channel. But stay strong, guys. Stay clean. Do Epsom salt baths. Get any toxins out of you because that's going to make it duller. It's going to be dull when they attack. When these directed energy weapons hit you, it's going to dull that down. Don't get wrapped up in yelling at these people. That's going to make it worse. Try and stay in a positive state because that's going to dull it down. And that's where my biggest mistake is. Like, it's so retarded that I get mad and I'm like, well, I just don't understand what you see yourself as. Like, I asked the guy because when I go to sleep, that's when he goes to work on targeting parts of my body. And it's not even torture. It's worse than torture. It's not murder. It's worse than murder. It's worse than rape because it's somebody sleeping. And they're doing a satellite shooting of a frequency, an electromagnetic frequency at parts of your body while you're sleeping. And also using psychotronic weaponry. It's psychotronic weaponry. And I don't know how else to say it. It's remote neural monitoring. So they screw with your mind while you're asleep. While you're asleep, while you're awake, they're using psychotronic weaponry. And the fact that this weaponry is so advanced, and it's almost, it is science fiction to a lot of people, that makes it harder to believe, and that makes these people want to do it more. Because they're like, this is cool, this is so cool, this guy must be really bad if they're using this kind of weaponry on him. So we've got to just open it up. We've got to open it up and give information about it and keep on fighting. Keep on fighting the good fight. Live long and prosper, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. I'm just going to show you every defense I have because that's the first one. That's the first of the Trinity. Physical defense. Because that comes first. I've seen my friends online and I've seen some of them. And you know who you are. I don't think you're defending yourself physically, and it's making it harder, and they're boiling you alive, and you need to physically defend yourself. It doesn't matter how that looks because it's worse. It's worse if you don't. Okay, but I'm going to go through stuff that not to do that worked, but you can't do it because it destroys your property that you live in. And I'll go through stuff that is smart to do, that you can take off easily, put on and take off easily. All right, guys, I love you. God bless you, and God loves you. Definitely, He loves us, and He has it. He has this, like He has this, and there's a purpose for this. Yeah, I truly believe it. And I'll see you on the next video. All right, guys.